Well, everyone, welcome back. I just got back from work today. During lunch, went to the auction and got ourselves a new toy. So I haven't really looked at it too much. So this is going to be like my first impressions, like real first impressions. Literally bought it online, went to there, picked it up. The auction company put it on the trailer for me. I had to get back to work, and I haven't even looked at it. I tried to start it, didn't crank over immediately, so I got a can of ether over there. Then the only other bit is my friend who works with me. He also bought one same time as I did, so I have about a 10-minute. He has a 10-minute head start on me. He started his up, and he already found a couple things. So I'm going to take advantage of that forehand knowledge and not have to deal with it on the back end. So let's check it out. So this is it. This is no name. Basically, from what I do know about them, they call it an SCL850. The auction offered this as weathered. Basically, it's been in the weather for a little bit, that or the sea can opened up, not really sure what, but definitely some of the hardware is rusty. The wheels have some rust on them. Some of the paint's not in the best quality. It's chipping up here and kind of starting to rust underneath it. Not really too concerned about that, in my opinion, for the price point. Now, allegedly this machine, I've seen online anywhere it lists 1200, it lists 15, it lists 18, it lists 2. I don't know what to expect. I don't know who's lying. But the price point I got it, $3 grand at the auction before fees. I'm not super worried about it. If this thing lifts $2 grand, I'm going to be ecstatic. Now the other part of this thing is the notorious machine for blowing up pumps, having issues with the engine and all sorts of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff we're going to have to do to this to make it reliable. But a little guy math here, if I take a $3,000 machine, even if I have to put $3,000 into it and a little bit of my time or a lot of my time, I'm still way cheaper than a $13,000 to $15,000 machine such as the Durettes. That same auction had a V1000, wasn't even a Durette, and it went for $13,250 or $13,500. So a lot of money for these things. I just wanted a bigger one that has a little more lift capacity, but there's some things we need to change. Not a lot of videos on the YouTubes about this, at least from what I can tell. Trying to step back a little bit here, not fall off the trailer. So that's where I'm going to try to capitalize on that, show you guys what I'm doing. Really good Facebook group with a lot of information on it, but I'm just going to try to put it in different format. So I'm going to do the one thing my buddy warned me about, and then we'll see if she won't start. Let's see here. So the warning I got from my friend is this material that's wrapping the exhaust is actually paper. He said he fired his up and it started smoking like a son of a bitch. Sorry. He said he fired it up and it was smoking like crazy, so not really sure what it is, but I might take it off before I find out the hard way. Alright, so let's see if I can't get this started and at least spun around 90 degrees so I can drive it straight off the trailer. And then I'll reposition the trunk to have a better angle. Let's hope it starts. Alright, first go. Alright, we'll get these. let's just try this. And hope for back. Dose. Well, there they are, side by side. The old no-name SCL850 next to the beloved and reliable future F236C. Lots of memories with this guy. Hopefully memories to be made, we'll find out. I kind of like mapped it out a little bit to see how much bigger they would be. And while they definitely, the new one's definitely bigger, but it's not like huge, right? So, you know, my platforms are roughly to the same spot there. The height of them, the new one's a little bit taller. As far as the forward part, let's just go by the pins. The pins on the new one for the bucket are about 6 inches in front of the futures. It's kind of deceiving right now because the plow sits out there a little bit and that bucket sits out there, but yeah. And from the front on, future is definitely a little more compact than this guy is. If we do like a POV for the operator, you know, you're up here, you're snug in here. You got these little fake pads, feel pretty cheap. Can't really wiggle around too much, but you know, you can get down there, you can see, if I bring you guys up to about my eye level and position, down there you can see the handles for the attachment plate. Woo, sorry. You can see the handles for the attachment plate, you can see your bucket. If you lean over a little bit, you can see the sides of your bucket. So to me, the visibility really isn't an issue. It's got some handles, you got the light here. This one has a fuel gauge, which is nice. Voltmeter, that one also had a voltmeter. And it has the hour meter. To me, the fuel gauge, if it actually works, will be a nice improvement. On the future, I always ran out of gas. And it was always the inopportune time. And you always knew it because it would start spitting and sputtering. And then it was like, well, yeah, out of gas. It drank gas. It loved gas. So, when I bought the future, that one came with manuals. I don't know of any manuals with this one. Now that could have just been because it was like a leftover from an auction or something. I don't really know. It was weathered, and it's definitely weathered, but I don't really know what that means. Now if we come over to my future, soon to be my past, it does feel smaller. I mean, the visibility isn't really much different now. I can still see where all of my attachment plate is down there. It's hard to tell because of the plow on it and the cylinder right front and center, but all that's there. If you sort of come over to the sides, you can see everything. This one you're definitely able to like wiggle around a lot more because it's really nothing holding you in. But yeah, then you got your hour meter, voltmeter, and a temp gauge. I like the temp gauge because you have to do the fan manually on this one. Over here on this guy, here's your battery switch. Seems kind of nice. Does it even work? I guess it works. But yeah, over here when you turn the key on, that fan comes on immediately. Interesting. So, but I don't have a temp gauge, and we'll get into that. So, but yeah, I don't think that's about all I'm gonna do with this. I'd love to do more. I'd love to like raise the boom up and everything else, but everything I read online says park it, change the fluids. Don't even try to do anything or you'll blow stuff up. And I don't know if you caught it in the last clip, but right before I shut you guys off, my buddy who bought one of these, same auction, we picked them up today at lunch. I said, hey, what's up? I think I blew my pump up.
Yo, pretty positive one of my pumps is already blown up. It won't move.
All he did was drive it 100 yards. I'm not going to take that risk. So I'm going to find a spot over here, make it a home, so that I can get to it, take some stuff off, change some fluids, and talk about it with you guys. So yeah, I mean, there you have it. So that's the new one. That's the old one. I really hope the new one lives up to its reputation as far as the lift capacity goes, and not the reliability. Like I said, my buddy, he has issues already with 0.2 hours, minus 0.4. I made it longer, but yeah, we'll see. Definitely the future's going to be around a little bit longer. I told the wife I was going to sell it if I bought this one, but don't tell her that I'm going to make sure the new one works before I sell the one that I have. Because I use that for all my snow and stuff, and allegedly we're not out of the woods yet for snow. And there's some other stuff I want to talk about to you guys on the future. Great little machine. They're still making them. Saw them at the auction. They're the one. I was gonna try to buy a second one, thinking they went cheap, but the one went for $3,400. Like, whoop. So people are still buying them. They're still selling them. So, but yeah, fun little intro. I didn't get to do like a big, man, look at this big crate I got and unbox it and everything else because I bought it at an auction. But hey, there's a lot of fun in that too. And seen a lot of people back them off. I drove it off. I had no issues with that. So I don't know, maybe we'll start a new trend. You just have to back them on, or you do the 360 turn. So yeah, super excited. Lots of stuff to do with this one. Lots of stuff to do before I even want to use it, just based on what my friend found out here. So, but we'll get going into that, and I'll bring you guys along. So stay tuned. SCL or SLC 850, dig it, Hurricane. I don't know, there's other names for him too, but this one's a no name. So I'm going to call him No Name. Alright guys, till next time. Take care.